So we're gonna talk about that real shit. Uh, this is advice mostly for younger people because young people, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but you don't know shit about shit. You don't know nothing about life, and I was like that at your age, and maybe what I have to say might help you along the way. Let's say you're a younger person. You have an entourage. Maybe you want to take the leap and make somebody a friend, a close friend, maybe even a BFF, right? Or, God forbid, you want to risk it and maybe have a romantic relationship, right? And this is the type of advice that your father should have told you, your uncle, your older brother or cousin, your Uncle Dave. Okay, in this situation, I am your Uncle Dave, and I'm here to help you. Okay, so here's the first lesson: you can't just allow people to waltz into your life just because you like them, just because their smile just tickles you the right way, or maybe because you want to get your tip wet or whatever. Okay, these people that you want to allow access into your intimate life, okay, these people have to be tested thoroughly, okay? They all have to be tested, and if you detect certain red flags, it is my humble suggestion that you should drop these clowns immediately and move on with your life, because down the line, these people, these same people, will bring you nothing but hardship and heartache. Okay, this is pure fact I'm talking about right now. Okay, so of course I'm gonna use myself and my experience as an example. Nobody told me this when I was growing up. I was so desperate for affection, to belong, right? And I allowed certain people in my life, and they disappointed me down the line, unfortunately. But it taught me extremely valuable lessons. Okay, here is how you test your friends, your loved ones, your family, your neighbors, even your romantic partners or partners to be. Okay, so here is how I did it, and the red flags were there, but I was a bit too naive, a bit too gullible, and I was, of course, a late bloomer, so I ignored all of the red flags, even though I knew better. You know, even though I knew better, I still kept on uh, being around these people which did not deserve my time and my energy. So, first of all, you have to make sure that these people care about you. Okay, just like you care about them. You see, in any relationship, it has to be equal exchange. Otherwise, somebody's gonna lose, somebody's gonna win. Okay, and you don't wanna be that person that gets used and abused and then tossed in a trash like a used condom. You never wanna be that person. Okay, I've been that person. And let me tell you, it's not a good feeling to have. Like, for example, right? I was the kind of person that shared his stuff, that wanted everybody to feel good. You know, I would share, drinks, sweets, whatever, sandwiches if they didn't have, right? And I would bring sandwiches and, munchies, right? And if you do this, of course, the person has to feel some sort of, uh, the person has to reciprocate, okay? The person has to give you back, okay? That is, the human respectful thing to do, right? So if you keep sharing your stuff out of the kindness of your heart, because you don't want people to feel hungry, etc., and these people never share theirs with you, they don't even consider it, they don't even ask you, that is a major red flag that they don't think about you, they don't care about you, and they are just using you for, all of these advantages, and you need to drop these clowns immediately. That's what I should have done, but I was yet again a bit too naive, right? Secondly, I was the type of person that it didn't matter if it was midnight, past midnight, if you were my friend and you called me that you had trouble, I was there. I was there for you. I would come all the way to your place at midnight to help you out, whatever the problem might be. Okay? That's how I was. You know, I was eager to prove myself. I was eager to, demonstrate that I was worthy of affection and so forth, right? And guess what? When I needed something, and this happened rarely because I just don't want to be a burden on people, but when these rare occasions did happen and I needed some help, guess what? The people that I had helped, the people that I trusted, well, you see, they were all busy. They just didn't have time. They were occupied with other things. They just couldn't make time for me on their busy schedule. Yet again, this is a major red flag that I should have noticed, and I should have dropped these clowns, but I didn't. And I'm telling you, if you have noticed this red flag, you need to drop these clowns from your life. You see, you can't depend on them for anything. They so easily ask for your help. They burden you, and then when you need something, they just can't make the time. They're just so busy all of a sudden. You see, when you need something, everybody vanishes, in a blink of an eye. And if your friends do this to you, you need to drop them immediately. They are not worthy of you. Another thing, see, when my friends were sick with the flu or just down, right, I was the kind of guy that would do anything in my power to make them feel better. I would buy them, stuff from the pharmacy. I would bring them fruits and vegetables, etc. Do you want me to make you tea? Do you want a massage, etc., etc., etc.? That's the kind of person I was, right? I would do anything in my power to make sure that you weren't suffering as much, right? That's how I was. Now, of course, you should expect the same thing from your friends, from your loved ones. So, of course, naturally, when I was sick, you know, and I told a friend, I have the flu, I'm coughing, I'm vomiting. Well, guess what? Guess what they said? They say, well, hope you get better. Click, hung up on me. Just like that. No more calls, no more messages, you know, not a bit of concern whatsoever. Yet again, I should have known better. I should have seen the red flags, and I should have dropped these clowns, and you should do the same way. Okay? In any relationship, there has to be equal exchange. If you care for this person and you show it in every way possible, then that person in turn should behave the same way. This is how affection works. The only reason you want to do all of these things for another person is because you care about them. And of course, if they don't pay you with the same coin, then that means they don't care about you. Okay? This is a hard pill to swallow. This was the biggest pill for me to swallow when I was younger. I couldn't believe it. My best friend, as it turned out, didn't really care about me as I cared about her. So, right, I had to drop a lot of clowns from my life because they were nothing but parasites who exploited me and my kindness for their betterment, right? Okay? So this is the most important lesson. You have to test your people, your friends constantly to make sure that they are not leeches. Okay? I mean, that's the worst kind of feeling to have, you know, to know that you have tried everything, that you have given everything of yours, time, effort, energy, whatever. And these people, they don't do the same for you, right? That's just so painful, right? But it is a truth that we all have to accept. And it's painful, right? But we have to accept it nonetheless. So I'm telling you, folks, test the people around you who claim to be your friends constantly, right? And unfortunately, I have a suspicion that most of you already know that most of them cannot be relied on, right? They don't care about you as you care about them. They don't think about you, okay? They don't think about you as often as you think about them. Okay? They don't care about you as you care about them. And I'm telling you, I know it feels good to have your own clique. I know it feels good to be surrounded by people, and it's tough being alone. Loneliness, that's tough, right? But it's better to be alone than to be surrounded by fake people who pretend all the time, right? Because, folks, one day, if you keep this charade going, one day you'll wake up and you'll find out, you'll realize that all of these friends that you thought you could be dependent upon, these people that you trusted so much, well, guess what? They don't really have time for you all of a sudden. When you really need them, if they don't show up immediately, they do not care about you. They are not concerned about you, about your well-being. They don't care about your happiness, about your health. Okay? And you need to drop them immediately. Okay? Just like that, you need to drop these losers from your life because they don't deserve you. It's simple as that, right? Another lesson to young people. Okay, young people, I know you've heard this before, but in the long run, all of these friends that you have around you, maybe schoolmates or whatever, friends from the neighborhood, whatever, childhood friends, they will all go away. When you start being an adult, 19, 20, 21, etc., all of these people will disappear from your life. You see, they will just vanish from your life. It is what it is. Okay? This is the process that comes with the territory. Okay? And I was, of course, gullible enough when I was younger to believe that this person, we had a bond, we had a connection, we were always vibing. And I thought, oh boy, we'll be together forever. And just one day, she just moved on. And I was shocked, to say the least. I was like, whoa, I just got dropped, like a used condom all of a sudden. After I've sacrificed so much for this relationship, okay? And you don't want to be that person, let me tell you, okay? You don't want to be that person. I'm speaking from experience, okay? Test the people around you. Make sure that they care about you. When your time of great need arises, you have to pay attention. You have to look around the room and see who's there for you. No matter the weather, no matter the conditions or circumstances, the people that will be there are the people that care about you, right? The people that aren't there are the ones that don't give a flying shit about you. And one day you might have the unfortunate bad luck of realizing that, guess what, there's nobody in the room for you, that nobody cares, that nobody will be there for you, that nobody's thinking about you, that nobody worries about your well-being, etc., etc. You see, that can happen to you. It happened to me. It wasn't nice. It was a shock, but I got over it. So this video is about trying to help you. Test the people around you. Test the people that you've showered with your affection. Make sure they care about you. You have to test the people. Okay, it's going to be a trial by fire. Okay? And this is the best method. This is the best method. All right? When you really need them, that is the precise moment where their true character will show itself. That is the precise moment where everything will be revealed. That is when you will see their true face and their true colors. Okay? I mean, I can't even tell you every time I needed something. I was a bit embarrassed because I didn't want to be a burden on people, but I called them. I told them my situation. I'm not doing so well. I could really use somebody by my side, right? And they just were like, "Well, I'm sorry. This is not a right. This is not the right time. I'm busy. I'm out of town. I can't." And incidentally, when we met again, they didn't even care to ask me anything about, this suffering that I went through or this hardship or obstacle in my life. They didn't give a shit. Okay? This is how you know that these people don't care about you. That they do not have the same affection for you as you have for them. And of course, a lot of us, we are blinded by, the love that we feel for this person. Of course, it is human, but we have to learn from our mistakes. Okay, and this is something that your parents should have told you. This is something your family should have told you. Uh, a lot of people hang around, let's call them bad people, because they don't want to be alone, because they want to belong, and because they want to feel normal. And so they ignore all of the red flags, right? I mean, I remember when I was in primary school, I was hanging around this group of friends. I assumed they were my friends, and we hang around a lot together. And it turned out that I was just this satellite that was orbiting around them. Right? They like when we were together and these people were talking, my friends, I was never really included, right, in the conversations. I was never really addressed. I was just there. I was like a lapdog, right? Because I didn't know any better. I was a late bloomer, naive. So I was just this tag along friend that wasn't really a friend. And you never want to be in that position. It took me a long time to realize that friendship was, an illusion and a delusion. I know it's tough being alone. Most people they can't handle being alone. You know, they can't handle solitude and silence, so they, uh, you know, grasp for straws. They will accept anything, even if it is subpar. You know, you have to be really careful with what kind of people you hang around. Okay, you have to you have to really test them to make sure that they will be there for you, that you can rely on them, because that is the definition of a friend, right? You have to be able to rely on them, right? Otherwise, one day you're going to have a bad time. One day you're going to wake up alone and you're going to be uh, stupefied, you know, and you're going to ask, where are all my friends? Well, your friends weren't really friends, okay? Friends look out for one another. Friends care for one another. Friendship is a tight bond, right? It's human. It's beyond instinct to care and to want to help another person that is your friend, your close friend, or even more than that, right? Your best friend. If your best friend doesn't give a shit, you have a serious problem on your hands and you need to drop these clowns immediately. Test them thoroughly, okay? All of the red flags, please do not ignore them, right? Do not ignore them. If they keep accumulating one after the other, you need to drop these people from your life immediately. Otherwise, you're gonna suffer. Do not let people exploit your kindness. Okay. Do not let people take advantage of your need, your clingy need to, uh, you know, to um, be around people and to, what I'm saying is, do not be blinded by your need for affection, right? The affection that these parasites give you is fake, it's phony, and they're charlatans. They're pretending. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to save as many people as possible because I have went through it. It was unpleasant, painful, and I don't want people to be as I was. I don't want people to end up in that bottomless hole of despair where I was a couple of years ago, right? Test the people around you. Make sure they care about you. Do everything in your power. Do everything in your power to demonstrate and to find out, you know, observe, analyze, examine, push the envelope, right? I mean, how many times, how many occasions you were with your best friends and they ignored you at a party, or they just left you by yourself in a party, or they didn't even talk to you, or they almost forgot about you. Or how many times you established a date, we're gonna meet somewhere and then we're gonna go to this club, and 30 minutes pass, an hour pass, and you call them and they say, oh, we're gonna come, and then another hour passes and they're still not there. You see, they're treating you with disrespect. They're disrespecting you, they don't care about you. They do not mind if they waste your time because they are not taking you seriously as a real friend. This has happened to me, and I was so naive that I was so desperate for any kind of affection that I allowed them to disrespect me in this way, right? If they have the audacity to waste your time, to treat you like a lapdog, and to have this insolence to even forget about you, right? Then you need to drop them immediately. You need to sever all type of dialogue. You need to delete them from your life because they do not deserve you. They are not worthy of you. Find somebody that respects and loves you and treats you as you are the most precious thing on this world, in this life, right? Because I've done this. I've treated somebody like they were the sun, and they didn't really give a shit, right? And maybe you have experienced this, right? I'm sorry if this happened to you. There's nothing worse, right? So find somebody that will treat you as you treat them, right? You see, these old proverbs, they have withstood the test of time for a reason. Treat others as you would have them treat you. And if they treat you as you treat them, then you have stumbled upon gold. If they don't, they're a bunch of manure, compost. Drop these clowns and move on with your life. Okay, they are not worthy of your time. You see, I can't even count how many times, you know, uh, close friends and even best friends, they were like, yo, bro, they promised me certain things, we're gonna have a crazy time, etc., etc., and they just forgot about me, right? Maybe this has happened to you. If your best friends can just forget about you just like that because they're having time with other people, that strangers that you do not know of, that's tough. And listen, this is a very uh, significant detail. If your best friend, your best friend has another best friend that you have no relation to, or if your relationship is, superficial at best, uh, in my experience, this will not work out. One way or another, that your best friend has to choose you or has to choose that other best friend. This type of relationship is a big no-no in my book. All right? There's a reason why this best friend title is called the best friend. There is only one, in my humble opinion, right? Because I was in this situation. I had a best friend, and she had another best friend, and me and this other person barely had any relationship whatsoever. Okay? This will not work out. And I do not agree with this, like, threesome or three-way when it comes to, having a best friend. Okay? Your best friend should only view you as a best friend. Okay, I'm a bit territorial. I'm a bit uh, possessive. Okay, that's just how I am, and jealousy will creep in. You will be envious that your best friend is spending time with this other best friend. There is no way out of this. It will happen. Okay, so I'm trying to give you some advice, especially if you are a young person. Please do not waste your precious years, the prime of your life, with these clowns, these losers that don't take you seriously, that treat you like dirt, that are only available when it is convenient for them, these leeches who never really have time for you when you want to, I don't know, hang out or go out and or watch a movie. They just don't have time for you when you want something. You always have to be available for them. You always have to be available when they want something, when they want to hang out, when they want to go outside somewhere, right? You have to be always available. They're never available for you. Uh, they are the ones who always establish the rules of the game, right? You never have a say. You are never the priority. This is a big one. If you are never the priority and if you always prioritize them, then this is not a friendship. I don't know what this is, but this is a charade. This is not a friendship. You need to drop these clowns. Do not waste the best years of your life on people who do not deserve you, right? That's just it, right? Hopefully, this piece of advice will help you because let me tell you, I really needed somebody to tell me this, when I was 15, 16, 17, and there was absolutely nobody there for me. And people took advantage of me, and I do not want that to happen to anybody else because it is torture. It is torture, okay? But that's about it. Thanks for watching. If you want to support your boy, I got a few books on Amazon. The link will be down below. Thanks for watching. Remember, always test the people around you, okay? Thanks for watching. See ya, and good luck.